All right, all right. So what's good, everybody? You are now tuned into the Playback, the show where we rewind the moments, replay the stories, and break down the culture with the people who live it. I'm your host, Tasha Woodard, and today we've got another dope conversation lined up for you. So turn the volume up, lock in, and let's get into this playback. Our guest, y'all, is Thunny Brown. Everybody give him a warm welcome.
Yo,
Hello,
what's good?
hello. All
What's
right.
happening?
All right. How you doing?
Peace and
I'm
blessings,
proud.
Tosh. I'm
All
good, and
right.
you?
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We were in here cutting up as usual.
No doubt,
That's my guy
no
right there.
doubt. Got to
Yeah,
set the
yeah.
tone.
Yeah, of course. Always having fun. That's what we all about, fun. So Thunny, so for those who might not know you, okay, so you are from Brooklyn, New York, right? So tell us a little
That
bit
is
about that. You from Brook, tell us a little bit about yourself.
well. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, aka Bucktown. For those that don't know, that's the home of the boot camp clique, the Brooklyn's own super group, consisting of Helter Skelter, Black Moon, Smith and Wesson, O.G.C. I'm part of the advanced squads and the second platoons from the Magnum Force side of things. Also, what I mean, I'm born and bred, raised out here between Brooklyn and the Florida Everglades.
All right.
Mm.
All right. So now for people who might not know, who is Funny Brown versus who is Thunder God? I mean, break down the difference between the two personas.
Oh, okay. Well, I originally started out as Thunder, as Thunderfoot, and then it went on to become Thunder and the Thunder God, and that's like the first stages, the first evolution of myself in regards to hip hop and everything else that I was doing. And that guy was just you know how when you're a little younger, there's a certain there's a certain level of recklessness that just comes along with it, a certain level of bravado, things that you do in your younger days you might not do in your older days. And you know, Thunder, I was telling somebody the other day, Thunder, he's the guy that enters the room and everybody's on notice, like, yo, who is that? Do anybody know him? You know what I mean? What's about to happen here? Is he here for a lady? Is he here for action? Is he spinning the block? I can't read Digi, but it's very aggressive. And that's I mean, and then I felt that it was gonna be a little too much for the world to stomach and digest at the time. So I watered him down a little bit, and Thunny Brown is that next evolution of it, where it's a little calmer, a little more restrained. You're gonna definitely know he probably came to talk to some ladies, you know what I mean, and like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you started out in Bushwick, right? So you were born in were you born in Bushwick?
Yeah, I was. I'm come from a big family.
Mhm.
Um, the last name being Shaw Nation, and on this side, on the Brownsville Bushwick side of things, and
Mhm.
then the Grahams and the Coney Island side of things, and those two families come together, and that's where I come in at. And yeah, we started out right over on Wilson, Evergreen, Cooper. My entire family used to be over there, so I remember my younger day. Like I lived over there. I was born over there, and I lived over there till I was about 3. Then we moved to Brownsville, but I have vivid memories of being young and running around over there. Getting
Yeah.
stuff from the store, my first block parties, the
Yeah.
first my first time experiencing a blackout, like
In
one of the
Bushwick?
first early blackouts. Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
first early blackouts. Like my family was like millionaires after the blackout. We lived like right down the block from where the freight trains was, and all I know is everything that you could possibly need or want, we had after the blackout.
Yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure. Now you said you only spent 3 years in Bushwick and then you moved to Brownsville. What like how was that like was it very different? How did that shape you as a kid, that move?
I mean, everything was it all seemed normal and regular to me. And all everything seemed like an adventure. And then when from living on the first, like we lived on the first apartment in Bushwick, and then when I moved to Brownsville, I was living in to me seemed like a skyscraper. My building had 22 stories.
Mm-hmm.
Langston Hughes. That's across the street from Bucktown, and you know what I mean. And I lived on the 21st floor, so I had a view of like half of the city, and it was great. It was incredible to me.
Mm. And you said you had a big family. You were like the oldest of like seven. Is that right? The oldest of seven.
Right.
Yeah. So what was that like? What was your day to day like? Being the oldest. How many brothers? How many sisters? Like, what was that like?
Well, it was in my immediate household. I grew up originally with my two sisters, Annie, and she passed last year. God bless.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister Tanika, and that was like the circle for some time. And then also, at some point, my mom figured she had a lot of love to give, and she adopted two more boys, my other little brothers, Sinet and Dale. One of them was passed in '09 from an asthma attack. Uh, uh, God bless. And so those that right there ended up me being the five, and then my pops had a few more on the other side of town. And there you go, seven. My other brother Jerry, like my father's name is Jerry. My other brother's name is Jerry. My other sister's name is Jerica. My government name is Gerald, and boom.
Oh, nice.
So, but basically, it was just a lot of responsibility. I was the oldest, and at the same time that a lot of people be moving around with their pets, and they be getting all like, "Oh, look at your pet! Look at your pet!" Oh, when I be moving around with my little brothers, I was getting that, yo, those are your little brothers. Oh my goodness. I was like, oh, this is all right. I can get used to this. Yeah, those are my little brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that responsibility. Were you more like a father to them, or definitely stayed in that big brother role?
Um, I was everything that I needed to be. You know what I mean? When they was younger, we played and all of that. As they started getting older, I don't know if you know anything about Brooklyn or Brownsville, do you?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so you know some of the stories. So with young men, young adolescent men coming of age, even though well, they don't. I'm never. Nobody knows me to be out in the streets, doing anything negative.
Right.
Everybody knows me for doing something creative and always looking to build upon what is now my legacy, and in that world and in that space. So even though they would see me on TV from time to time, might see me pull up with a young lady or two from another country. Regardless of that, I always look to instill in them
Hmm.
not to be running around being a follower, be a leader, and teaching them how to navigate these streets and people and situations in a place that could be as wild as Brooklyn, Brownsville.
Yeah. Now you talk about being sane in an insane world. What does an insane world look like to you?
It looks like the same thing that you see every day, and it's like a lot, not much has changed from 30 years ago, 20 years ago to now. World is in an uproar, world is in chaos. If you turn to your last book of your Bible in the book of Revelations and start thumbing through it, you'll start seeing the various different things they talking about in the Bible predicted and all those years ago happening right here, right now, the same way that they was happening 10, 20 years ago. So this is what an insane world to it's like where the president is a convicted felon, where the attorney general is now being um is not doing her job and just a hand puppet.
Hmm. I was watching them today talk. That lady is crazy, and the world. You're right. The world is crazy. So, so I was just
It's
doing
a
that,
it's
just
a
shaking my
no
head.
no real talk. It's
Yeah.
like somebody. A lot of people have been saying it like MAGA is a cult. I seen something on the line yesterday where it's like a father shot and killed his daughter because they was arguing back and forth about Donald Trump. I was going back and forth with one of my actual blood cousins online yesterday because I'm a Bad Bunny fan. So from the time that they announced he was performing at the Super Bowl and it was receiving all of that backlash, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I ain't had no love for it because I'm a fan. I like the music. I don't know a lot of Spanish, but I go on vibe. I done hung out with people that can't speak English. Been in
Right.
parties with the music when the
Right.
music wasn't English. Grew up hearing another thing that you hear in Brooklyn. Half of my neighbors is Puerto Rican, so whenever we ain't playing music, they playing music. And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times I don't look to try to turn my music up. I'll just vibe to whatever they vibing to. Like, yo,
Right.
that's vibes right there. So again, with the Bad Bunny thing, I went up put some posts, and next thing you know, my cousin is going back and forth at me like, yo, immigrants is here. They letting them in to replace you and y'all. I'm like, yo, come on, man. And so
Yeah.
I entered right into that battle, right into that phone with my own blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully she don't try to kill me because I know she's a MAGA representative. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a crazy world. On top of I just seen there was a mass shooting in Canada by a transgender with mental issues. They knew he
Mm.
had mental issues. He done shot and killed up numerous people. A few last night, yesterday, I think three youths was shot, including a young girl, and one of the young men died. It's a crazy world.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everybody just has to look at self and take accountability for ourselves and do the best that we can, because we cannot affect what other people do, but we can only just do the best we can for ourselves. So let's just
Yeah,
let's hope.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. We got to be
Mm,
accountable for ourselves. We got to be accountable for our community. We got to be accountable for everything
mm,
that happens in our communities. We can't let
mm-hmm,
nothing slide. And that's you know what I mean.
mm-hmm,
That's where that term comes from when they say we are the village. Everybody is held accountable, and you will be held accountable, and you will have to answer to somebody, whether it's God, whether it's the law, whether it's the community.
mm-hmm,
We
mm-hmm.
can't just let any and everything happen. Like we walking down the block and we can and we worried about ourself and our family safety. But if something is happening to somebody right there in front of us, it's our duty to act.
Oh, absolutely. Agreed. 100% agree with that. 100%. 100% agree with that. Well, hopefully everything will, people will start. I don't know what's going to happen, but we just hope and pray that everybody kind of comes to this sense. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Good sense, hopefully, good sense will rule. That's all we can say. We got to do the best we can. But
Indeed.
bringing it back to
Yeah,
hip hop,
yeah.
what when did you first realize, like when did hip hop really first grab you? You know, like, what was the first song or artist that really caught your attention and said, oh my gosh, I love this, I want to do this?
Mm, I don't know. I don't know if there's one, but I was like I'm the same age as hip hop, so everything that was happening in hip hop, I was witnessing firsthand. You know what I mean? Like I don't have no older brothers. I'm in the house discovering this stuff on my own. So I could tell you one thing, and it wasn't like, yo, I never had any idea. Right, you just brought me back to memory lane. I would be in the house spinning it down. I would spin it down for every station, every single station, until I heard something I liked. And I would be listening. Same time, one of my neighbors was a little older and would watch me from time to time. They would end up having on video music box. I'm hearing hip hop. I'm seeing break dancing, and then like I said, I seen some of my first block parties. So the DJs, the crowds, the music, the entire culture of hip hop, including the way you dress. And then in my building, there was a couple of dudes that used to spit as well. I didn't really know all of that, but what I would hear is them going back and forth talking about people like Big Daddy Kane, um, Rakim. I can
Mm-hmm.
remember vividly one day hearing them saying something about, yeah, son, you got a song named Picking Boogers. I'm like, Picking Boogers? What you talking about? I ended up at my like one of my gifts, like my grandmom. Yeah, God bless my grandma. She not here no more, but she would give us like one of my first Christmas gifts from her was a Walkman. This is when everybody was getting Walkmans just now been invented. So now again, I'm on the joint station. playing the tapes that I made. I hear the song of the artist that they was talking about in the lobby, Biz Markie picking boogers, and it was a very entertaining, very vivid song. And it was like between Biz Markie and Dana Dane with and Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh with the voices. It was like how everybody talks about what radio used to be back in the days before television. This is what I was experiencing with hip hop. And then I started one day. One of my cousins, they had my cousin T. He a pastor right now. He had in his crib. It was mad. It was like a box about 4 feet high, 3 feet wide that was full of comic books. So to get to his house, he lived in Flatbush on Ocean and Parkside. To get to his house from my house was one bus ride that I knew. This was my first time now taking the bus. My mom sent me over there. My cousin is like, yo, you should, mom's is like, be back by dark. I'm like, no doubt, this is my first time out. My cousins is like, dark, come on. Like, you know what I mean? They like, yo, you gotta chill. I'm like, how I'm gonna do that? Anyway, ended up calling moms, and then like, you were supposed to be back. You spend it over there, but it was they were there. It was a party over there. So now I've been exposed to all type of hip hop vibes. We go to the party over there. That's in Caribbean Central. I go to
Yes.
the party over there, and at 12 years old, I'm in my first reggae party. Like, yo, God. Well, I ain't know the words, but I'm like, oh my, I'm losing my mind trying to stay cool. Like they look like they humping on the floor. What's going
Yep.
on? How can I how can I get over there? How can I get over there? Be what I gotta do. Anyway, from that night, every weekend, I'm like, yo, can I go to Tea House? Can I
Oh
go to Tea
man.
House? And because of the drama that was going on, and like real talk, in some of my songs, I got lines like, yo, I went to like gunshots used to be the lullaby. Like I've heard gunfights happening as I'm sleeping. Wake up. I woke up before I lived on when I moved from the 21st floor to the 15th floor. I woke up one morning, and thankfully none of us was up, but my mom's window was shattered and there was a bullet lodged in her closet. So somebody was outside banging off the thing in the air, and the angle trajectory landed through the 15th-story window. Could have killed
Oh.
somebody. Could have killed
Mm-hmm.
somebody, yo. Detectives, and by the time I'm going to school, detectives is at the crib. But because that was the state of affairs in Brownsville, my mom, she felt safer with me being in Flatbush. But you know, like I know, enough bad
It's
thing and bad man move around them
oh,
place too.
I grew up on Ocean and Parkside, right across the street from Prospect Park.
And,
So
uh, well, you don't know. You don't know.
I probably saw you in a couple of them parties.
Yeah, you
It's
probably did
possible.
because we used to this was back before things got
Basement
as
parties.
insane as it is right
Yes.
now. And we
Yes.
used to just pull up to strangers' cribs. Yo, can
Yeah.
we come in?
Yeah.
Can we come
Yeah.
in? And they like, yo, if you long as you don't mind getting searched, you good. You like
Yep. 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 Yep.
Tasha,
every week.
tell who you are,
Listen,
Tasha.
I used to tell my mom, oh my, God bless my mom. I used to tell my mother I was spending the night at my girlfriend's house and go to my girlfriend's house and
Oh,
get dressed and we would go party.
oh. Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it was done, man. That's classic moves right there. You know, we
So
had a
yeah,
whole
I
wardrobe. I'll be over there
definitely
putting on
them
my cousin
basement
clothes.
parties.
Oh, shit.
Terrible, terrible. I got little girl now, so two little girls. I get my good eye on those two because I know all the tricks. Oh my gosh. So
Wow.
coming up so Brooklyn, so from
Oh, hold on.
Bushwick. Yeah, yeah.
Hold up. I almost lost track.
Yeah, tell.
One of my cousin's best friends, his name is Angelo, rap name
Mm-hmm.
Halo at the time, but he's
Mm-hmm.
now bringing in cassettes of himself spitting. I'm like, I seen it on TV. I know people was doing it, but I didn't know we could do it. And that
Right.
was kind of like the first, like, hmm, you know what I mean?
That's dope.
So to answer your
That's
question,
dope.
that's what.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. The first iterations and the wonder and realizing what you want to do and realizing that you have that talent. That's amazing. So from that now, can you tell us, because if someone has never heard a Thunny Brown song, how would you describe it to them? I did listen to it and it's so like I have my way of describing it, but you describe it to us and tell us what you think. How would you describe it to somebody?
Expect the unexpected. Like again, even now, a grown man with salt and pepper whiskers, because I am hip hop, because I live hip hop, and I dress like this regularly, and because of what the world has been taught to, and because the world has been taught to fear this type of image from a black, this type of appearance from a black man, I still get people walk past me, grab their purse,
Mm.
see me sitting somewhere, and I'm the and they walk, they bypass the open seat is next to me, they bypass that. So we still get this treatment, this vibes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
So
as far as
Thunny,
like so hold on, let me finish. Let me wrap up. Like in regards to my music, a lot of people see me and they like I was in the church the other day. I just did a play at the church last week and I've been rehearsing for the past month. You know what I mean? And so we in the church and we having like a break the ice session and I'm describing myself. I'm talking, I'm saying, yeah, so a lot of people think that I'm mean and a couple of the people was like, yeah, yeah. And that's just because a lot of times I keep a straight face. And because depending on what you've been exposed to is going to determine your first impressions of me. You know what I mean? Some ladies find me attractive and they interested off the back. Some people see me and it's like a double take, like, do I, you know what I mean? Like even in the church, I recognized somebody came. I was sitting next to somebody's bag. Somebody came, sat next to their bag. Like, is my bag good? And so because that Brownsville is just on me, in me, people expect like constant animal, burn it down every time. But
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to harness my feelings, my emotions, and channel it into specific pieces specific meaningful pieces. And so at this point, I got a handle on my tool and my abilities and can direct it at anything, whether it's something sad, something happy, something dancing, something aggressive. So there is can't, you know what I mean? Like I'm glad like when I send my stuff to the distributors or a lot of times they ask you to describe yourself, I choose a few main groups. I choose Sean Price, I choose Boot Camp, I choose Wu-Tang because all of those together with a few more, you now kind of get close to somewhere where you might find me in there, but expect
Mm-hmm.
the unexpected. Like, I lived in the South. I got an affinity for Southern music.
Mm-hmm.
I got an affinity for classical music, like that sound. So I'm touching on the stuff that the average person is not touching on. I don't use I don't I don't use the word nigga. And the only reason I'm even saying it now is because I know the sciences and the education behind the word and its origins in regards to nagas and it meaning king and royalty from the Ethiopian language, from our original and from the original inceptions of what black royalty is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that right there, I don't as in regards to what it's been turned into, you're not gonna hear me curse. My vocabulary is extensive. I don't need to say nah I mean, feel me, nah I mean. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't watch sports. I'm not the typical individual.
Right, right, right. Now, John, you had a question. Did you want to ask your question? Oh, we can't hear you, JC.
I got him. I got him.
you got me?
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, okay. Sorry for the interruption. Thunny, what's one gem that you got from Sean Price? Speaking of Sean Price, it's funny you mentioned Sean Price right before I ask anyway. But what's one gem you got from Sean Price that sticks with you today?
Well, the first one that's at the top of my head, I used to pull up and at one point everybody was saying it, and come to find out, P was the originator of it. And so one of the things he would always say is use your head for more than a hat rack. You know what I mean? Most people could understand what that implies, but it's, you know, for those that might be struggling with it, it just simply means your head is meant to do more than to just put something on the top of it. You know, so regardless of what it is that you're doing and dealing with, was another person that said it? My man Cujo from Goody Mob. Use that tool that's in the middle of your shoulders. You know what I mean? And could save your life. It saved mine. Being able to listening to, you know, my family, my friends, my peers, not being a follower. Numerous times I could have been taken out of here, but we still here tell a story. Another thing that I go with. I told somebody this the other day. Like there was a time where I messed around. It was a song I wasn't really feeling, or beat rather. Got on the song, only listened to the song 200 times to decide, yeah, I hate this song. Well, I already knew I didn't like it. Yeah, I hate this song. I don't want to hear this no more. It was a time I pulled up at the studio with P, and I'm waiting for him to let me off the leash. He put on this beat, and I didn't even realize it, but it's easy to read my face. Another reason why, well, not another, but I usually wear shades because I started realizing I was easy to read. My dude P, he's like, yo, you ain't feeling it? You ain't gotta get on it. I was like, and because he seen my reaction, and I was like, he was like, yo, don't never get on nothing that you ain't feeling. Never. And so to this day, nobody can. Every now and again, I might let somebody talk me into it. Like my man Juice talked me into getting on a feature on his called Big Bang. I was telling John about it earlier. I wasn't originally going to get on that song. He immediately hit him back like, nah, fam. I don't got a problem telling any producer that. And quickly, you could play 30 beats. I'll get that nah out in seconds. Nah. No. Nah. I know what I like. I know what. If it don't move me, that's all I need. If it make me move, hands start getting sweaty, you ain't got to play. Put that on the list. Put that on the list. But those a couple of jewels from P right there.
I love it. Now, what do you think you bring to hip hop that's missing right now? Because we know it's changed so much. What do you bring that's kind of missing at the moment?
I've worked on mastering myself and mastering my craft, and I would, at the risk of sounding arrogant, I would have to say that.
Sound arrogant.
Yeah, I would have to say that I have done that. I have achieved that, and most of that is based off of people's responses and people's reaction. A lot of people, not many, maybe a handful of people have heard some of my new work that's about to come out. One of my trusted partners I brought to the studio, and every song that came on, salute to my man Suave. Every song came on, he was like, yo, we ain't putting this out, yo, every song. And so that's like one instance, but like I think I got a handle on this, you know what I mean? Like I look forward to seeing what the ladies are gonna say about an offering that I got. Matter of fact, I got an album that's been sitting in the chamber for some minute. Something that I worked on with an R&B artist, my dude Sean Haynes. He's on one of my joints. It's called I forgot the name of the joint. But my dude Sean Haynes is on the song with me, and we did a whole EP, and he just hit me up like, yo, I'm ready to put it out. We did this like a few years ago. That's cool. We could put it out, but I got 3 new singles out right now, new video out right now. So now I'm about to have 2 albums out, about to be working on the 3rd, and you know what I mean. I wonder, but as far as what I bring to it, I would have to say is that song structure, the imagination. Again, I do a lot of different voices too. Like this is how me and my family come up. I don't have a problem with being my full self right now. Like one of the hardest things for me to accomplish was to be my true self, because when you growing up in these type of environments, it start to shape you. It was a time like I automatically have a serious face. If the sun come out and I don't got my shades on, people like, yo, what happened? What happened? Ain't nothing happened, fam. The sun is out, man. It's blinding me, God. It's just God made me this way natural. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
we just go
All
with
right.
it.
Now give us a good story, because I don't know if anybody warned you. I love a good story. So just give us a good story from like studio session, because you have some tight associations with guys like BOOTCAMP and STEELE and Tech. Do you have any good stories for us, where maybe something where you were like, wow, this is it. This is dope. Like something that made you realize, you were, this is it for you. This is where you want to be. Or you
I
could
mean,
give us a
any
messy
experience.
story too.
No, no, no. Any. I don't really have to. I don't have no messy stories. I mean, I got some stories, some shit that happened. You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah.
whole lot of stories. I don't know if y'all got time for all of that. But like a lot of the stories don't really have to do with the studio, because I'm a serious dude when it comes to the studio. Like if I got the beat already, I'm pulling up to the studio with the song ready to go. If I don't got the beat already, I came through with my stomach full. I don't need no liquor, you know what I mean? And I got my spliff. Put that shit on. So I don't come to the studio to play. You know what I mean? The only time I ever end up chilling in the studio is when I'm at somebody else's session, because a lot of people feel that's what the vibe is. They want to have some young ladies around. They want to get some drinks. They now want to go get food. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. But like I said, anyway, I tell you some of the stories that's at the top of my head. Just this, I can't get this story out my mind just because it's always on my mind. But I moved to Florida already knowing who the Fugees was. This was before the Fugees blow up album. I'm talking about. Y'all probably don't know songs like Boof Boff and Mona
I know
Lisa.
Buffon.
Ah, so we talking first first Fuji songs before the blow up. I knew who the Fugees was. I get to Florida. I'm in Florida. Oh, see, this whole series of stories right here. I get to Florida. My cousin, his name he going by at the time is Roughneck. He got a producer named Hollywood. He got a DJ named Khaled,
Mhm. Mm.
the DJ Khaled.
Okay.
So when I moved to Florida, this is what I walk into.
Mhm.
So now Black Spring Break comes around. At that time, everybody's talking about Black Spring Break and Freaknik. I don't know nothing about either. I just came down here from New York. But the way
Mhm.
everybody, I got there in October. The way they talked about Black Spring Break had me like, yo, I gotta be there. I gotta be there, fam. Anyway, I make my way to Black Spring Break. I'm in the club, DJ Khaled. In the club, I done got on the mic. My man got on the mic. Fuji's done perform. Fuji's is in the building. Jamaican music is on. Lauren comes out. Who dancing with Lauren?
Ah.
You motherfucking right. That dancing was. I had Lauren. I want to tell her this story. I just
Right.
haven't had a chance to.
Right. Right.
Anyway, dancing with Lauren, and now they. I don't know if it's because of me and how I'm dancing with Lauren, or if it was just time. But
That's it.
now I think Wyclef or Prize, one, I don't know who it was, but one of them is tapping her on her shoulder and they trying to get her and they telling her to come on and she holding my hand. I'm holding her hand. It was vibes, B. Because now I'm from New York. She's from Jersey. We down here and we just
Mhm.
enjoying the vibe, knowing
Mhm.
knowing what to do with this music right here. So,
Mhm.
that's one of my best stories right there. That night we slept on the floor in DJ Khaled room. And you know what I mean? That's my first experience at Black Spring Break.
Wow. Oh wow. I never made it to Black Spring Break. So I'm living vicariously through your story. I
It
know
was
it's
incredible.
I know.
Everything they said was true. Ladies is walking the street almost naked. You know what I mean? It's flooded wall to wall on both sides of the street. It's on the strip of the beach. You could drive on the beach.
Oh my God.
It was an incredible experience, man.
Wow. 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 Now you are one half of a group, a super group, the Rock Boy G's. Fly Tide the Dawn, right?
Right?
Yeah. It's like right. How did you guys first connect?
Oh, we went to school together.
You went to school together?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. And then what's the dynamic between you and Ty? Are you guys still like are you like one of you is more are you both laid back? Because I can see you the serious one. Is he the more like outgoing one or the one that's a little more crazy?
You'll have to ask him.
All right, all right. So now let's talk about a little bit you know what do you think, like, after all, like, when people look back, what do you think when they look back at you and say, and Thunny Brown and Thunder God for years from now, what do you think your name will stand for in hip hop?
I don't know. I never really give it thought, fam. Like my focus is to live my life as righteously and to do everything that I do to the best of my ability. Well, what I could tell you is what they saying now. Every Most people that bump into me, you know what I mean, because I don't even go out much anymore. Most people that bump into me, they salute me and they commend me on all of the various different things that I'm doing. So people already know. Like a lot of people consider me an elite MC. You know what I mean? Like I would get tapped on the shoulder to be part of numerous different situations because of my prowess on the microphone, because of
Mm-hmm.
how I command and control it. Same time, people know that that's just it's like a given at this point. But the things that they have been seeing now, my evolution into acting, a lot of people salute me on that and they like keep going. Like somebody that just met me is like, yo, I see a future for you in that. And again, I'm the same age as hip hop with the salt and pepper whiskers. I always wanted to be part of that world. I always been a late bloomer too. You know what I mean? So I'm now getting my feet wet in that world, but it's like everything is being laid before me. I'm a man of God and I'm a man of faith. And so I believe that I'm really just walking the path that was already laid for me.
Mm-hmm.
One of my spiritual elders long ago when I was still a child told me, you know, you're the only thing that you really need to focus on. He's like, they like, yo, it's gonna come. The only thing that you need to focus on is being on your square when it does come, because it's gonna come so fast and so furious. It's gonna be hard for you to keep up with it, and that's pretty much the state of my life right now. But outside of that, the people are saying, yo, keep going with the acting, keep going with that. Then I also do a lot of different things in the community, in regards to youth programming, health and well-being, activating spaces that are not that might have just you only been used for shooting up drugs in the past. We now
Mm-hmm.
doing lit up roller skate events in there,
Mm-hmm.
food distribution, so on and so forth, and the people love that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I did that because I do that because that's where my heart is at. That's where my soul is at. This is the type of things that I've watched my family do on their own dime, coming out the fridge. Like my matter of fact, my one of my cousins is in rehab now. One of the elderly people at the rehab while my mom is visiting, they like, yo, when you gonna bring some of that stuffing through? Moms, I'm in the family chat. Moms is frying fish and cooking homemade stuffing, talking about I'm about to drop this off for the seniors. This is what I grew up seeing. So I used to, I never, anybody that try to use people in that manner or take advantage, I always been like, even as a little dude with peach fuzz or no hair on his face, I would be standing guard by the grill where people constantly with their hand out waiting for my mom and grandmom to do something and not help it. I done been out here since 7 a.m. up at 5 a.m. Y'all not
Mm-hmm.
gonna just have these ladies on they would kick me out of kick me. They would get rid of me. They're like, "Yo, get away from here," because I'm standing over there.
Ah,
And they're like,
security.
"Yo, get from over here, boy." So
uh,
anyway, the people were like, "Yo, what you doing with the community? We love it. Keep doing it." And you know what I mean. So these are some of the things that people are gonna say about me.
I love that, Thunny. That's dope. That's dope that you have an outreach in the community and you stand for something more than just being in the spotlight. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
man.
always
So
taught to stand for something or you die for nothing. You feel
that's
me?
right. That's right. That's right. And so that you mentioned that you're acting now. Do you have a project or did you have a project that you already worked on that you want to let everybody know about?
All kind of things, man. I'm in a short film called Festa that's available. It's out. I also caught a couple of features in a series that was on YouTube that ended up being put on Tubi. It's called Forced to Sin. That's a spin on the word, like the actual foster care system and
Mm-hmm.
being forced to sin. It's called Forced to Sin, made by my dude Ray Luke. Did a couple of episodes on there. You might see me in the background on things like Raising Canaan, The
Mm-hmm.
Equalizer with Queen Latifah, Fallout on Amazon, and you might see me in The Gilded Age. You might see me in Dexter Resurrection. I will also work with a black African uh, African American film company
Mm-hmm.
called Incarn, and they do a series called Ma'afa. Ma'afa is our equivalent of the Holocaust for our people that fell victim to the slave trade, transatlantic slave trade, so on and so forth. And Ma'afa is a Sinhalese word that means the great suffering. So for the past few years, I've been doing stage work with that team, and like I said, I just was rehearsing or last month, and we just did our presentation last week, and we got a few more for the rest of the month. We usually put these on for Black History Month, and I know there's gonna be a movie coming out. I don't know what type of look I'm gonna get in the movie, but I was on set for 9 days for something called Fight for 84, and it was an incredible experience. It's about the 1984 U.S. boxing team. Because if for those that don't know, in 1980, a plane carrying the U.S.
Oh
boxing
yeah.
team went
Mm-hmm.
down and crashed, and all of the team members died except two. So they didn't even compete in the '80 Olympics. So the next time that they did, it was in '84, and that's what this movie is about. So it's a true story. Jamie Foxx is playing one of the trainers, and I tell y'all another quick story. I don't know how much time we got, but when I was on tour with my team from Florida, the Warheads, we was in California at the House of Blues, and we at the House of Blues. We already got our credentials. We good money, but this is 2001. You know what I mean? Jamie Foxx he was already big, but I guess I don't know if it was something with the guard or whatever, but they was giving him issue with getting into the VIP.
Mm-hmm.
I happened to see this at the time because I don't really like to play the VIP strictly because to
Mm-hmm.
me it's kind of corny. All of the people can't come in. The majority of the people is outside. I want to see and feel what's happening outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going back and forth. I come out. Jamie Foxx is there. They giving them hassle. I'm like, I tap the dude on his shoulder, let him know, like, yo, this dude is a made man. He got every right to be back here. He happened to be with his little sister. I
Mm-hmm.
got a flick of that moment because I always just been on it like that. We do regular camera, film, gotta get developed. I'm still, yo, we got the picture. While we on set, one of his homies is ends up in my area and I start kicking it with him and he starts to tell me, I tell him the same story I told y'all. He like, yo, that's incredible, man. Yo, I'm gonna see if I can, facilitate y'all linking. one way or another, he made it happen. And now I got the updated flick with me and Jamie Foxx from At the Movie Set. And
Nice.
oh, also, before I forget, I'm also part of a cooking competition on BuzzFeed Cocoa Butter. A lot of people been watching this thing. I didn't know nothing about it. Like, I cook myself. I like home cooked food. I don't eat fast food hardly ever.
Mm-hmm.
And when I seen this, when I seen the job listing for the cooking joint, I was like, well, whatever, let's do it. Can't hurt. And so they had New Yorkers taste each other's chopped cheese. I went through there. I know
Oh
my
my
chopped cheese was
gosh.
righteous. I know my chopped cheese was righteous, even though I don't eat a lot of chopped cheese. I know how to cook, fam.
Right.
And plus, I tasted it before I left. I know what we was working with. But anyway, that ended up turning into like one of the fan. Even though I didn't win that episode, it turned into a fan favorite. They invited me back. That was in August. They invited me back in December to do the Christmas special. So I
Yeah.
pulled up and did that, and collectively them joints got a couple of million views. You know what I mean? So
Oh, that's dope.
that's going moving. That's moving right now. Go up there, drop them comments, tell them that you seen me, and tell them
Right.
to stop playing games. They're gonna choose oxtails and rice for the Christmas. The blood clot. This chick was she was from the Caribbean, so I know she was being biased. And
Right.
I came through with the turkey. I cooked the whole bird, the turkey, the gravy, the stuffing, the collard greens with a smoked turkey. And just because I
Oh.
know these chumps like the brown nose, like to get their nose dirty, I made a whole sweet potato pie,
Oh
homemade.
my gosh.
Stop playing with me, man.
And you didn't win. That sounds like a win to me too.
Still did not get the
I'm
win.
telling you, I'm sitting here, you making me hungry.
It's all right. It's all right. I know it was
Oh,
good because that's what I had for dinner that
right.
day. The next day,
The day after that.
I made the soup with the leftover. Yo, we don't play no. I do it the way it's supposed to be done.
Oh
Made the
man.
homemade soup with the leftovers. My sister and them was fighting the flu. They couldn't
Oh,
even
the
spend
turkey
Christmas with
soup.
us.
Get out of here. You what
I made the blood clot turkey soup. Them went dropping it off at people's houses. One of the elderly ladies that be over here doing the community work with us, she in a rehab, dropped some off for sis and my nieces. Yeah,
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. We'll get him back on there because somebody made a mistake.
I'm
That sounds
coming
like
back. I'm coming back, man.
Oh man. Guys, do we have
Make
a
sure
video
y'all tune
chat?
in and drop them comments. Huh?
Yes, yes, for sure. BuzzFeed, you said, right?
BuzzFeed, Cocoa Butter, all on the
Okay.
YouTube. Check them out. They on all platforms, but
All right.
wherever you need to.
All right, all right. Well, we're at the point of our show where we have a segment we have called Playtime, and it is the fun part of our show. We hope you enjoy it. Arson is going to go ahead and dig into that, let you know how it goes.
Thunny,
What up?
salute you, man. Glad that you're here, brother. You know what I mean? Enjoying your time here too, man. This is the part of the show we call playtime. Now this is how it works. We got a wheel. It's got 6 songs on the wheel, right? Whatever number that it lands on, you tell us about that song, and this is how it works. You tell us how the song moved you, how the song inspired you, and your most embarrassing moment that the song at that time the song was out. You know what I mean? That's your mission should you choose to accept it, my guy.
I accept.
All right.
Well, I feel like he has zero embarrassing moments, but let's go.
I had a few. Luckily, it wasn't a
Okay.
lot of people around. I tell you, I won before we get off.
Okay.
Sean Price
Sean Price,
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
You said now, what am I supposed to do? Tell you where I was at,
All right,
or
tell me
phone
where you
number?
was at, how the song inspired you, you know what I mean, in hip hop wise, and if you got a most embarrassing moment with it. If you do, you know what I mean? If you don't, we understand, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no embarrassing moments with it, but um, Sean Price was the first person that I met from the entire boot camp. So I was closer to him than anybody from the camp. And then, you always want root for your homies. So I seen, like, I used to be up at the label, excuse me, they used to be distributed by Priority. Priority was the same label that distributed Master P. I would, you know, take trips up to the label just to feel the vibe and that ambiance, and you know what I mean, that energy, meet different people. And, you know, there came a time where it wasn't popping no more like that, you know what I mean, for a minute with the whole boot camp. And you know, you see that on the homies, you come around, dudes not moving around like they used to, not looking like they used to. I was watching my dudes go through that and start and figuring life out, like outside of music now, from going to being in this spotlight to now how we gonna survive outside of the music type of situation. So to see P reinvent himself, like when I met him, I knew him as his name, his street name, Ruck, and all that. But because I was in a couple of programs with him around the way, I also knew that his real name was Sean Price. And so to see him reinvent himself under his real name and then take it to those heights and that extent, like that body of work right there was powerful. And Barbarian was one of the roughest, toughest joints on the whole project. So you know, I'm in my heart of hearts, I'm like a little cheerleader, like, that's my man, son. That's my man, son. I told you. Matter of fact, it's people in my circle. A couple of people in my circle was like, yo, why you even fuck with him like that? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I would have dudes with me and we would pull up on P, because to me, he was a friend of mine. Plus, you know, he had done things that we could only dream about, regardless of what the situation was at the moment. And dudes was like, yo, why you even fuck with them like that? You know what I mean? They ain't trying to fuck with you. Now, I can't speak on the whole machine, but I could tell you, I know firsthand P was trying to pull me into everything. Like right now. Anyway, right now, I'm sitting on an interlude that was supposed to go on the second Helter Skelter album that I had did, where it's me and it's a skit with Ruck and Rock. So you hear them talking in the background, and I need somebody to animate that for me. Yo, y'all know somebody that does good animation, send them my way, because that right there is gonna more than likely be part of my next project.
Okay.
And you know, those are my feelings and thoughts about the Barbarian.
Okay. Let's go. Let's do another one. Oh, we got music. Operation Lockdown.
Helter Skelter.
Are y'all taking me through the whole boot camp, fam? Through the whole boot camp, fam? Operation Lockdown? Operation Lockdown? Is that where we at? Well, I could tell you something a lot of people don't know. There's two versions of the Operation Lockdown video. Dude shot the first version of Operation Lockdown, and I'm waiting for it to come out. And as I'm waiting for it to come out, dudes is like, nah, man, we scrapping that, and we gonna shoot it again. I'm like, scrap it? Shoot it again? Who does that? But I don't know nothing about the game. I ain't been nowhere, don't know nothing. I'm like, all right, man. Y'all, like, they could do better. Have all of y'all seen Operation Lockdown?
The video? I haven't seen it.
Watch it after this. When I seen the video, I'm like, how the fuck they do that? Where they get that from? Oh shit, yo, why ain't in that video? And in the video, these dudes got on official, authentic, traditional Indian, Native American headpieces, clothing, moccasins, around the fire, face paint, wall paint. I'm like, oh, what the? That was an incredible moment for me. I could only think and imagine that it was an incredible moment for hip hop, because these dudes are still revered right now. Still doing it.
Yeah. What was that?
Wu-Tang, Triumph.
Oh.
That was another one. I'm a Wu-Tang fan. I'll tell you like this. There's a couple of groups that came out And I brought it like me and P, like that was something that me and P had in common. Like we would put each other on to different MCs and different joints. Like if he was still here, he would tell you he smoked his first chocolate tie with me. He would tell you he first heard Eminem because I caught Eminem on a college station in Boston on a tape, brought it back and played like, yo, son, I didn't even know he was white at the time. And so, you know what I mean? This is some of the things that we used to do. So also when I first heard the way that things was going, a lot of our people were connected with a lot of Wu-Tang individuals. So I was getting invites to Wu-Tang shows and I would be pulling up by myself like I pull up now. And I was seeing the movement and I was already like a fan before the world knew about him. Like I was seeing Ghost on stage with his face hidden like, who the fuck? What the fuck? Plus the beats, the rhymes. I brought this shit to like P, like, yo, son, yo, these dudes, I'm still a sticker fiend. There's a big culture behind stickers. I collect stickers and I would always get. And so I got the Wu-Tang sticker. It was the original sticker was gold. Yeah. It wasn't yellow. It was gold and black. And I had it in between the symbol and the way these dudes, I ain't never seen nobody pull up to the club like these dudes. They would pull up 50 deep, yelling that Wu-Tang shit. I'm Brownsville trained. I would put my back against the wall like, yo, who the fuck? What the yo, man? We ready for anything, but who is these dudes? Only to see him get on the stage and body it. So needless to say, I was already following the whole career of the Wu.
Yeah.
So when Triumph came out, it was again, we seen the early videos. Those was cool offerings. Those was nice pieces, creative. But Triumph was like hip hop Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like even now, it kind of spoiled me. Like that's my vibe and that's my energy. If somebody like, yo, spit something, put something on. Yo, what did we put on? I don't know. I don't keep the names of a lot of songs locked in my head. But I know that shit is gonna get me go. Yo, put on that Triumph, son. Put on anything from Wu-Tang, fam. Don't put on none of that slow. Don't put on nothing slow. I done been at stations like, no. Same way I told you I do with the producers. If you want me to spit to a beat, you might want to talk to me first. Because again, dude, don't put me in no box. And don't think that you know what I want to spit on. Because it's hot to you don't mean it's hot to me, fam. And so I done been at this station before. Oh, anyway, let's back to the game. You know what I'm saying? Control. When almost all of this happened.
Let's get it. Buckshot Shorty, I got you open. Let's talk about it.
Well, that's the home team. So I was already hearing about shit like that before I heard the song. So Rock, I remember Rock talking about it like he was at the studio, he was just with him. Matter of fact, Rock was with him, heard the song, and he was impressed. And of course, he was one of the most impressive dudes around us at the time. So for him to say that he was impressed and come back saying that, I was like, I was looking forward to hearing it and seeing what it was about. And when I heard it, it was classic, and I mean, it was fire.
No doubt.
All right. Well, this is the time now. We want you to plug all your projects. So let's tell everybody what's going on with you, what you got going on, and so forth and so on. Like charges going out.
Well, throughout this entire interview, we done been talking about some of the things that I did and some of the things that I'm doing and some of the things that's happening now, mainly being we got new music coming out. New music is out right now. My album is coming. It's coming. And we ain't doing, people try to convince me, yo, do an EP. Yo, make the song shorter. People don't pay attention. You got to dumb it down. People have been telling me that my entire career. because I'm the type of dude to be reading encyclopedia, spitting verses out of the dictionary with vocabulary words. I started like that. You know what I mean? I'm an avid reader. Anyway, the new music is coming. 3 joints is out. We ain't dumb nothing down. We ain't take the short route. We talking full songs, full album, full LP. Not no EP, full LP. And this one, my last album was called Heavenly Sword, but this one, we going back. We gonna go back. We dug this dude up and dusted him off. The Thunder God. The name of the new album is called The Thunder God. That's coming. Right now, the first single off of that is Steppin'. Shot the video and put the video out for that. The video is doing good. While we was caught up in the grips of this super brick Siberia-like weather, sub-0 degrees, I also got a song called Winter is Coming. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? It seems very appropriate to drop this song right now. So also one of the things that I'm doing, since I got 22 songs on my album, I'm dropping these joints like A-side, B-side, like back in the day. So A-side is called Get Into It. That's out right now. Ode to the 5 boroughs and Get in the Bag. And then we got Winter is Coming. So 3 singles is out right now. The album was coming. I guess I'm gonna release this title name because y'all can't steal his shit now. So with my man Sean Haynes, we also about to put out an album. That's gonna be an EP, and that's gonna be him on the R&B side of things, me on the bar side of things, and that one is gonna be called The Boom Boom Room. Yeah, B. See, it already puts you in the mind of what we gonna be coming with, B. This one is for the ladies. They be asking all the time, yo. I already know. Like even when I'm putting out some of my joints, I don't tag a lot of the ladies. The hip hop aficionados, and you know what I mean. The ladies that make it to every hip hop function, I might tag them, share it with them. But the typical girly girl. They might not, some of what I do, it might be too rough for them. They need it watered down. They need to hear some Cardi B. They need to hear that Doechii. You know what I mean? Ciroc, Rhapsody, and all that type of thing. But I talk to them. Okay. We talk to them. Like my last song, Sweet, off of my last album, that was for the ladies. Got another one called Bamboo Pillows for the ladies. And then on this joint, I had to bring in my dude Q Williams and my man Innocent, and we got something for the ladies. But that's what we got going on. Yo, my name is Thunny Brown, at Thunny Brown on all social medias. Somebody said it the other day. It was like, yo, Sunny. I'm like, yo, my name is not Sunny. It's not Sunny. It's not funny. It's Thunny. Short for Thunder. THUNNY Brown on everything. All social media. Lock in. Follow me. On YouTube, I got a couple of channels. Subscribe to them all. A couple of Thunny Brown channels. One is my music channel. One is another channel I had some things on. And then we got the Brownsville Bombers channel. But you can find my bodies of work between all of those. All of the videos, all of the interviews, the links to the BuzzFeed Cocoa Butter joints, the links to my podcast, the fuck out of here show that I do with Sean Price Brothers Stuck B. You know what I mean? You don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's how we end the show when we tell the guests, yo, thanks for tuning in, thanks for rocking with us. You know what I mean? It's a pleasure having y'all. Yo, so that's gonna be coming back too. So look for the podcast to come back in motion. We've been doing on the location with it, where we might cover some shows and show y'all some things like that. One of the last shows we was at was the Dead Prez show. One of the other last shows we was at was 38 Special, Thurston Howell III. Got more shows with the Far Side. Man, we got Onyx, Busta Rhymes, all kind of footages on that joint. And then I also got my series called Rare Sightings with your host, Safari Thunder, where we get into the various ins and outs of the things that go on in your neighborhood. And we might pull up to you real soon. You understand me? Yeah. Very rare indeed.
Yes, yes, we love it. We love it. It
Oh,
looks like we have some
you
music here. What's going on?
woo, we playing the video.
Yeah.
Yo, this is my video stepping right now. Lock in. Put this in your playlist. Hit like, comment, and subscribe. Run it up. Let's go.
They wanna fight, they wanna drill when it's the realest on site. One of the 50 villains from the filthy village, you don't go in at night. Book me a flight, I'm on it tonight to ride with one of my wives. All of y'all rap, but all of it's cat. Facts, ain't none of y'all lie. Taking money out your hive, throw it up and make it fall out the sky. The big apple right to the cold for words, crawling on your slice of the pie. If you wildin', we letting it fly. I get it wet, you making it dry. Everybody outside turning up loud and check the summer off ride. Might pull up in a rental, any room where you in the window. Had to watch the highlights on the internet last time, now she wanna know can a friend go. Long as you know that, not to tell a single soul when we go back. Toe back, go back, and it's all sex steps. You ain't so yet, boy, what they call that. Steppin' with quick as you reppin'. My team in the VIP section, you with them for the protection. When I'm with mine, my niggas be flexin'. Steppin' with quick as you reppin'. My team in the VIP section, you with them for the protection. When I'm with mine, my niggas be flexin'. They calling me out, I'm all in the mouth, so I don't respond to the text. How does it get? Violence and threats, but it's all part of the flex. The OG event, the OD get back to better spit. You put the dudes how to trick, Thunny taught them how to hunt in the fish. I'm from the jacks, hot up for strip, where they be waving them sticks. Making it flip, stacking my chips, dreaming of making it big. Gotta do it for my kinfolk, blowing trying to smoke out the window. No fake friends, they switch like Nintendo. No pad equipped with extendo. YK is that simple. Big dog like Flex, twist and Timbo. Rolling stone go anywhere the rim though. Told little mama when she wanna do it real slow. In the club on the wall is holding me up while she backing me down. It's one of the next when I flex, but this is the reason they mad at me now. Steppin' with quick as you reppin'. My team in the VIP section, you with them for the protection. When I'm with mine, my niggas be flexin'. Steppin' with quick as you reppin'. My team in the VIP section, you with them for the protection. When I'm with mine, my niggas be flexin'. Steppin' with quick as you reppin'. My team in the VIP section, you with them for the protection. When I'm with mine, my niggas be flexin'. Steppin' with quick as you reppin'. My team in the VIP section, you with them for the protection. When I'm with mine, my niggas be flexin'. Yo.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Out right now. Run it up. Hit like, comment, subscribe, share it. Appreciate y'all for letting them get a dose of that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And thank you for coming and joining us tonight. And thank you to our audience for for tuning in with us as always. Again, we were with Thunny Brown, and you can watch this show on Blazing 420 WPAM, streaming through iHeartRadio, or you can catch us on YouTube. Or you can catch us on Beats and Bars TV. So that's BEATZ in bars, BARZ TV. So thank you again, y'all. Everybody have a great night. It was a lot of fun. We out.